Hello and welcome to HD Movie Talk. I am your host, Dean's Beans, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend with an orange beanie. He's back. Everyone, give him a round of applause because he's back. It's Fluffy Duffy. Hello, Harlan.
Yes. Woo.
You get
I'm
out of that
back.
hole all right?
What'd you say?
Did you get out of the hole all right?
Yeah.
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 Did you listen to last week at all?
You told me not to.
I did. Because I don't know. I think might start that quiz in the end, depending how long we talk about this for.
Okay.
Okay. But today we're here to do episode like 5 or something of our little episode 4, no, episode 5 of our series called Looking Back, where we take a TV show for the last couple of years, usually a superhero TV show, and then we go through every episode and we talk about it in, what's the word? Who cares? What are the 4 shows we've talked about so far, Harlan?
Are you including seasons?
No.
Okay, so we have watched Mandalorian,
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got this WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Look at me go. I'm on top of my game and I just
Yeah, but
woke up.
also these are like 4 TV shows you've had to watch in the past 4 months.
And I've had to watch them twice.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. Wait, well, I haven't actually said what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about season 1 of Daredevil.
Yes.
We're only doing season 1 because it's 13 episodes.
Yep, it is.
And we're going to talk about that. But what did you think of Did you watch Daredevil when it first came out?
Yes. I watched it in one day, I think.
Yeah, I watched it when it first came out with my dad, and I was a bit like, wow, this is a bit intense for however old I was when this came out.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were a wee little baby lad when this show came out.
We're literally like the same age.
But I was a man.
What has happened since then?
I watched the movie alone without my dad, and I wasn't phased.
What
So
movie
that
did you watch?
what?
What movie did you watch?
We're talking about Daredevil.
Yeah, but you said I watched a movie. I watched the movie by myself.
You can't
Wait,
prove
did
that.
you watch Ben Affleck's Daredevil for this?
That's what we were supposed to watch, right?
No,
Ah, man.
we were supposed to watch Spider-Man: No Way Home with Charlie Cox in. We have fun.
Well, honestly, if that was a surprise, like you were actually supposed to watch Spider-Man No Way Home, odds are it'd still be fine because I think I've seen it like so many times that it's just
Yeah, I
ingrained
watched
in my
it in
memory.
Feb. Anyway, should we just get into this and talk episode by episode? And
Yeah, was February too hard to say for you?
okay,
That's okay. Let's
episode
continue.
1, episode no, actually, before we start, I have a question for you, which I wrote down because I don't know if this is just me being stupid or if you are
Probably.
also
But let's
stupid.
continue.
Did you open Netflix to watch Daredevil?
Almost every time.
Almost every time I opened it. Every time I did it.
Because in my mind, it's Netflix's Daredevil.
Yeah. It's Netflix, it's on Disney Plus now. It's not on Netflix anymore.
Yeah.
I thought no, I got used to it by the end, but half the time I opened Netflix and then I was like, wait, no, it's not on this.
If I feel like if I wasn't as involved in like Disney and all that stuff, I would have been so confused.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It
it's
was
okay. It's exactly the same.
yeah, it's like it really confused me every time as well. I opened Netflix and I was like, wait, no, this isn't right. It's on Disney Plus. And I wrote that down by about episode 5, I think, because I was like, this can't just be me. Harlan's doing
It,
this as well.
no, yeah, no, it got to the point where I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. This is not their fault. I'm just an idiot. Like
Yeah,
I was so
yeah.
disappointed in myself by how often.
But no, it got to the point where I'd open it and I'd be looking at the N loading and I'd be like, wait, no, this is wrong. And I'd immediately go back off. Like it would take me like
It got it. The farthest it got is I logged into my account on Netflix, typed in Daredevil,
oh
and
no,
then I
I
was
don't know if
like,
I got
oh
that
wait.
far.
Well, that was like the first
Oh,
time. Like
okay.
the first
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. And then you're like, wait, no, it's on Disney Plus. That's so funny. I'm glad we have agreed on that. I was about to say bonded on that, but we're
No,
bonded.
we bonded.
We
We
don't need to
bonded
bond
on it.
anymore. Okay. Okay. Are we a bit rusty just because we didn't record together last week?
Well, you shouldn't be rusty.
Yeah, I'm just not rusty with talking to an American like you. You know,
Uh,
we lose 1 week of our repertoire, and suddenly everything just the previous 92 weeks are just okay.
I actually, I act.
Got yes. he's just he's just stopped talking. What were you gonna say?
Oh, oh no.
Uh, for the record, I think this is the earliest we've ever recorded a podcast.
So I was about to, so I took, no, oh no. I took notes on every single episode for the first time
Yeah,
during this podcast.
yeah.
And I went to show the screen and my thumb deleted all of them.
If you shake your phone, you can undo it. Is it not working?
No! Oh no, I just made a new one. Here they are.
Is it too
Everything's
early for
okay.
you?
In my defense, why do they put the new note button right down there? Bro, I really thought like that was disappointing for me.
Okay.
Should I delete all of it and shake it to see if it works? No, I'm not gonna do
No, no. Okay. It was just how frantically you were shaking your phone.
that.
You're only listening to this, you're missing out. Okay. Episode 1 is called Into the Ring. Explain that title to me. Why is it called that?
Because his dad's a boxer.
Like in this episode, Karen Page wakes up over a dead body, and Matt Murdock and Foggy Nelson take her on as a client with no charges because she's their first client. She is released when someone tries to kill her in her cell, and she tells Matt and Foggy that she uncovered corporate corruption in her work. Karen goes and gets the financial records late at night, but is attacked by a stranger, and she is saved by the man in the mask, who releases the data in the press, and the man in the mask is actually Matt Murdock, who's blind.
Again, I think at least the trend that I can see from all these episodes we've been like looking back on, the pilot sticks the landing. Like we have yet to watch a pilot where it's like, I
Yeah,
don't know about this one.
that's true. The pilot is always pretty solid. Yeah, this one's good because you get a good amount of lawyer stuff. You get a good amount of, the devil of Hell's Kitchen just pounding on some fools. You get a good level of like cool crime boss meetings, because this is the episode where they have their meeting on top of the like abandoned skyscraper or something. That's a fun scene. Yeah, you're right. It's a solid episode.
I think like in terms of like the first episode, it's not good to look at it as in like a thing of like how good can I expect this entire season to be? And I think it's really promising because even like in its first episode, it shows you where its priorities are in storytelling.
Yeah.
And Harlan likes it.
Harlan likes it, and so does Dean. Episode 2 is called Cut Man. Explain.
I just want to say one more thing. Matt's apartment is introduced in a really cool way, and I like his apartment. It's cool.
It's a cool apartment. Now explain to me why episode 2 is called Cut Man.
Oh, because he's a cut man.
For his dad.
What's a cut man?
A cut man is the guy in boxing who, like, in between rounds, like, stitches up your wounds. And like he's his dad's cut man, and then what's her name? Rosario Dawson.
But my definition of the word also works, because in the beginning of the episode, Daredevil is a cut man.
Yeah, there are multiple meanings. Anyway, at the beginning of this episode, Matt Murdock is on the hunt for a kidnapped kid, and he is beaten up, lands in a dumpster, and he wakes up in the apartment of a nurse, Claire Temple, who helps Matt find the kid by interrogating a thug. In this episode, we also see flashbacks to Matt as a child, And his dad is a boxer who's taking bribes, but when he goes straight, he's killed. And we see a young Matt Murdock find his dad's dead body. A young blind Matt Murdock and also Foggy and Karen go on a bender. And Matt saves the boy.
So this episode is the first one where it kind of like, you know, it plays on like typical chronological storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it opens with Matt super injured, and you're like, oh, how do you get injured? And it's you guys have to figure it out. And the series does that a couple times for this.
Do you struggle with that?
No,
Do you struggle because you're a big idiot?
no,
Did you have to pause it and go, Mom, why is he in a dumpster?
I, I did not have to do that here, but there have been times where I've been rewatching a show, and I think that I miss an episode.
Yeah, I'll be honest. For a lot of these episodes, I think during this episode, I was also writing an essay for uni because I was like, I need to get some work done. So I was multitasking.
I was editing some of my videos and also playing Tetris.
Nice.
Anywho,
Great.
yes, so Matt's backstory,
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting.
Yeah.
However, I think this is the 4th time I've seen this season.
Yeah, I reckon this, 4 minimum.
It kind of drags after the 4th one.
The thing is, there's no superhero stuff really where this kind of origin thing where it's just them as a kid doing kid stuff is ever that interesting, you know? But
Yeah,
I think this is more interesting than it is on average.
that's true. However, one can make the argument that that's the entire show.
That's true.
It's more interesting than average.
Yeah.
But
Like
this,
I don't. It's not like I'm sitting there going like, "Oh, could this end now?" and we get back to punching people. Like I don't think it's like it doesn't bore me. I think.
no, but it like definitely out of like all the things in the show, I think this might be like pretty high on the list of things that bore me. You know what I mean? Like it's like
I get that. I get that.
one of the weaker parts. It's still strong.
I do like. I think the kid's good, and I think he's got good back and forth with
The kid is good. He's also in Ozark. Have you watched that show?
I think he's got a
pretty
good
good in
back and
that.
forth with the dad.
Yes, he does.
I feel a lot. Yeah. Okay. We'll get to it. I really also like the stuff with Claire and Matt in this episode. Like we get a good insight into like Matt's psyche for the first time in the season.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, and like the bit where the cop comes into the building and blah blah blah. I think that stuff's good.
Yeah, because they don't really explain his powers, which is something I found, like, as somebody who has more or less grown up with Daredevil, I kind of know his powers, and when he uses them, I'm not surprised. But as somebody who like doesn't know this person, they must be like obnoxiously confused as to why, this blind guy.
I think you can figure it out because like there's times where like you can hear what he hears and.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. Episode 3. Is that what you got to say in episode 2? Is that you? Is that your episode 2 thoughts done?
Yes.
Episode 3 is called.
Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, the hallway fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need to take a moment of silence just to recognize
Just
how
in
freaking
memoriam.
cool that hallway fight scene is.
Cool stuff from Dean and Harlem. It's not from us. We didn't make it.
No, we did not make it. Actually, I did.
Oh, did you?
Surprise.
What do you think? Is that the best action scene in the show in season 1?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What's like. Yeah, maybe. Okay, cool. Episode 3 is called Rabbit in a Snowstorm. Quick, why is it called Rabbit in a Snowstorm?
Because
Come on,
a rabbit in a snowstorm. Oh, the painting.
That's the name of the painting in the episode. Okay. At the behest of a mysterious businessman, Matt and Foggy are asked to take on a client who has murdered someone. The man in the mask threatens the murderer represented by Nelson and Murdoch, and he says he works for a man named Wilson Fisk, and out of fear of revealing this name, he kills himself. The episode ends with Wilson Fisk meeting Vanessa at an art gallery.
I think this episode we barely get any Daredevil in this episode.
We get two Daredevil scenes. I think it's when he threatens the guy who's bribing the juror, and then when he threatens so no action really.
And we get up, but it focuses a lot on Matt and Foggy, which I think is really strong. I like those two's relationship, and also we get in like just a sick monologue from Matt in the courtroom. It also kind of goes to prove like we hear they're good lawyers and we know they like being lawyers, but we don't really know what their skill set is. But then like just through this one like monologue with Matt, we kind of realize that they're actually good at what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
I know what you mean. I get you.
I
like the opening of this episode, a kind of a cold open of this guy just going up and asking to go bowling with this dude and then killing him.
However, I do think this is one of the weaker episodes.
Yeah, I can see that. Can I ask you a question about the show as a whole?
Sure.
Do you think it should be 13 episodes?
Well, I have an issue with like Falcon and the Winter Soldier being 6 episodes. I don't like that. I think it's too short.
Yeah. Just my point is, I feel like from the ones I remember at least, every other Marvel Netflix show, every other season of every other Marvel Netflix show, which is 13 episodes, I think it's too long. And I'm like, oh, you can cut this out and this out and this out. And I think this one might be the most excusable at being 13 episodes, but I'm still like, I think that might be too long. Like, I feel like Jessica Jones season 1, I love. I'm think it maybe is even better than this season of Daredevil. And I think there's a couple bits in there where I'm like, this shouldn't be 13 episodes. And I'd say the same for Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Daredevil season 2.
But not Daredevil season 3.
I haven't seen it. You knew this. You just forgot.
Okay. We're pausing the review of season 1. Season 3.
It's the best. I know everyone says it's the best one.
But no. You need to hear me out. Season 3, like when I was watching season 1, I was like, season 3 just did this, but better.
Okay.
Like, it's season 3 is the best out of every Marvel TV show.
I can believe that, because to me, either Daredevil season 1 or Jessica Jones season 1 is the best of any Marvel TV I've seen.
Yeah. Well, now you've seen season 1, so now you can watch season 2, so then you can watch season 3.
Okay.
Because then we need to do a rewatch in season 3.
Okay.
You just don't want to watch season 2.
No, I want to watch it. Okay. Episode 4 is in the blood. Why is it called In the Blood?
Because a guy's head gets smashed in a window.
Okay, I don't know why it's called In the Blood. I'll take your word for it. To find the man in the mask, the Russian mob kidnap Claire. Karen investigates her old company with journalist Ben Urich. Matt saves Claire from the mob. So one of the leaders of the Russians goes to Fisk for help, interrupting his first date with Vanessa. To punish this, Fisk caves his freaking skull in with a freaking car door, bro.
Did you have that written into your...
No, I won't. Fisk caves his skull in with a car door. Did it excite you? But I won't have that written down.
Yeah, I thought I really was going to be happy if you actually had that written down.
Sorry, I can lie if you want. Go on, ask again.
Did you actually have that written down?
Yeah, and I'm not lying either.
Yes. That makes me so happy. I like the Russian brothers. I like their dynamic.
I like the Russian brothers.
I like
What if
the
they had to
Russian
be a different
brothers.
mob? Like, because you have the Russians, the Japanese, the Chinese. What if you had to add another one? Like another kind of like maybe a nationality that's famous for having mobsters. Oh, he's going somewhere. I know. I can guess where he's going. Actually, I have a feeling just because of something I can see in the background. I knew it. Oh no, I was wrong. Yeah, I think I know it. I think I know what's about to happen. He's about to put his earphones in, and I'm going to
Okay,
stop.
but hear me out.
Yeah.
They're the fifth branch or whatever
Mm-hmm.
is a laundering business.
Okay. They do laundry.
No, they like what they clean money
Okay.
and they do it
Yeah.
with a plumbing business. Wahoo!
What would that sound like?
We will clean your money, Mr. Fisk. Wait, I just went into Russian again. Mamma mia, pizza pie.
Mr. Fig. I understand.
Mr. Fisk.
We will clean out your money. Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, pizza
Never.
pie.
Hey, Daredevil, I have some advice for you. Never confuse shit with chocolato.
Lato.
They may look the same. How do you think it would go if Daredevil met Morbius?
Well, Morbius would eat Daredevil would die so fast.
You're right. They've both got some sort of bat radar as well.
Yeah, but Morbius is just better. Mm, yeah, it is.
Yeah, because he's like superhumanly strong and stuff as well.
Yep.
Do you know, I can't remember why. I was looking back at our podcast at like the list of episodes that I have, and I saw that apparently we did a who would win episode. And I was like, there is no way we did that. And I had to look back and we did it in like September.
Like a who would win?
Like a two. Do you not remember this either? Like we'd get given people and we'd have to say who wins in a fight.
You know what we should totally do? We should
Oh.
totally do like a tier list episode where like we screen record
Yeah.
like the tier list.
I said we should do like an actor tier list one time.
Okay, let's do that soon.
Sure thing. Okay. I just forgot a full episode of this podcast that we did, is the point, and I still don't remember any of it.
Oh, I forget like things I did yesterday. Like that honestly, that statement did not faze me at all because it's happened multiple times where I'm like, we should do this for a podcast, and you're
Yeah,
like,
and then
we
I'm
already
like,
did
yeah.
that. And
But no,
I'm
the
like,
thing is that normally when I forget we've done a podcast episode and someone said, "Oh, we've already done that," then I remember doing it, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, we did." But even now, I can't remember doing this. I mean, we've done this. This is episode 93.
Man, episode 100 is gonna go crazy.
Yo, that's so soon.
7 weeks. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's necessarily soon.
Okay, fair enough. I did have an idea for it, by the way, but I'll tell you that later. Anyway,
All right, yeah.
when
You don't get to get that.
I like this.
Kyle.
I really like episode 4 because it has more of my favorite part of this show in.
Mm,
What's my favorite part of the show?
Vanessa.
No.
You like close?
Big old Vinny D.
Big old Vinny D.
The good Vinny D. The bad Vinny D is Vin Diesel.
Oh, it's true. Gotta be careful with that one.
It's because when Hawkeye came out, and obviously big old Vinny D is in Hawkeye, I went absolutely crazy and I just kept calling him, "It's Vinny D! It's Vinny D!" And now that's kind of just stuck in my head, and I think he's the best part of this show.
I wouldn't disagree with that. The way he talks is so interesting,
Yeah, and he's got like his hand twitch as well.
and his face twitch.
Yeah.
And I love like when he kills people, he looks like a little toddler killing somebody. You know what I mean? Like his face gets all chipmunk like.
You know, it's funny that like Charlie Cox's one of the best superhero castings of all time, but the villain in his show is so good that we're like, he's the best part of the show.
Because he like when he kills a Russian brother, it works so well. Like it automatically tells you like this guy, he seems like he's holding something back here, not quite sure what, and then it just ends up being like this insane amount of strength and anger.
Yeah. When I was watching the show, I kept practicing my Kingpin impression, but I don't know if I'm confident enough to do it on the podcast.
We can pause it and mute our mics and then work on it and then come back.
Is that actually what you want to do?
No.
Okay, well, if you don't want to do it, we're definitely not pausing this.
Good thing we didn't pause it.
Well, we would
I'm
never
relieved.
do such a thing and betray anyone's trust. Okay, go on. With no practice, what's your Kingpin?
Okay. Problems are just opportunities that haven't presented themselves.
That was pretty good.
Thanks.
My father wasn't a religious man, but my mother wanted to be.
All right.
Nice.
Where is he? Where is he? Are you keeping him under the desk? Is Vinny D just shoved under there in between your legs?
Yes! I can't do him angry. What is it? What's something he says when he's angry? I wanted to save this city. Or my mother
was a drinker.
my father was a drinker.
Okay, well, let's move on.
Okay.
Episode 5.
Episode 5 is called World on Fire. Quick, why is it called World on Fire?
Because when Matt looked, he looked like the world on fire.
Claire and Matt get together. Fisk delivers Vladimir's brother's body to Vladimir and blames the man in the mask. Matt investigates the Russians and Wilson goes on a second date with Vanessa. Explosions happen all over Hell's Kitchen, and while on a date, Foggy and Karen are hurt. Matt finds Vladimir and beats him until the police arrive.
Okay, here are my quick thoughts.
How date heavy this episode was until
I do not care for the Claire relationship arc.
No, neither do I. That's one of those things where I'm like, you could cut this, and I don't care for the Foggy and Karen relationship arc either.
No, me either. But it makes more sense the Claire one because Claire, like, I don't know, Claire's more or less like the Agent Coulson of the Netflix universe,
and she hooks up with Luke Cage, and I think that works.
Yes, that works, but this one doesn't.
A good pairing, and then yeah.
And I also but on the brighter side, I appreciate the better look at Vanessa and Wilson's relationship we get.
Do you can I because I agree with you on Claire and Matt, but can I give you a counter on that?
Sure.
I like this show having some actual like physical chemistry between characters.
How do you mean?
Just because I don't know, just so many films I think are just nowadays are just like the MCU is just void of any like meaningful romantic chemistry between characters. I think it's something they kind of struggle with. Not like yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. Especially now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and so I like seeing it. I just don't think it works. And you know, Matt needs to sleep around. It's just Matt's got to do what Matt's got to do.
And also, I really like the Mrs. Cardenas arc. I think it works really well.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for reminding me of her name because I definitely haven't written down Mexican old lady in my notes.
Oh man.
Were you about to say something about Vanessa and Fisk?
No, I would like it gives us a good look to maybe like, oh, maybe Vanessa isn't necessarily the most stable person either. Like maybe she isn't the best.
Yeah. And I think this second date might be their best scene together.
Yeah.
Yeah. When she's got a gun and everything. What type of gun is that in your purse? That wasn't very good.
I'm not gonna do it. I practiced one line over and over again.
Well, no, you didn't practice anything. Okay, episode.
Cut it out.
Episode 6 is Condemned. Why is it called that?
Because they're in a condemned building.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize that double because I like condemned to death like they are.
Oh,
anyway,
I don't think so.
No, it's a double meaning.
No.
Only one meaning.
Yep.
Okay. Matt beats up the police that are surrounding him when he realizes they're corrupt, and Vladimir and Matt are trapped in a building together while the police surround them. Foggy is in hospital, and Ben Urich watches the hostage situation unfold. Matt has his first conversation with Fisk over a radio, and then Matt escapes. Vladimir sacrifices himself, and one of the corrupt cops is killed by a sniper that Fisk places, blaming the man in the mask.
Good episode.
Great episode. I like the stuff with Ben. I haven't mentioned this yet. Ben's a really, really great character.
Yes, I really like Ben Urich.
Ben Urich is great. I really like Fisk's and Matt's first convo.
Yep, that's in my notes as well.
I mean, I get the same energy from whenever Billy and Homelander meet in The Boys. And I
For
know
sure.
it's different,
Yeah.
but, like you get the tension. You like kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, he can kill him at any time. That sort of, yeah.
Um, but Daredevil's like my favorite part about what this entire Daredevil series does is it tests Matt's like
Moral,
morals.
yeah,
Yeah. Like
morality.
they're like, is he gonna kill him? Will he let him like I that's what I find most interesting about Daredevil is that inner conflict in between
Yeah.
in Matt and
And I really do like when he goes and visits his like priest or whatever they're called. That
yeah.
whenever he goes to his church and has a conversation with, I think the father, he's a father, isn't he? I think he's a really good character as well, and has some good combos with Matt.
It makes a killer latte.
He's fun. I like him. I don't know. Yeah, this is a good episode overall.
Yep.
Once again, maybe the Foggy and Karen stuff's the weak stuff here.
Yep, I don't really mind it. Like I enjoy
Yeah,
Karen maybe, but I enjoy watching Foggy.
yeah. I've got some thoughts on Foggy that we'll get to.
Uh-oh.
Why has he got such a dumb name?
Well, it's better
Maybe
than
maybe he's called Foggy because Matt can't see him. Anyway,
silly.
episode 7 is called Stick. Why is it called Stick?
I don't know. Well, in my review of the episode, the first word is literally stick.
What's okay? Matt's old mentor Stick returns to kill a weapon called the Black Sky. We see flashbacks to Matt being trained by Stick, but then leaving when he gets too attached. The Black Sky turns out to be just a boy, but a boy, and Matt stops Stick from killing him, although later Stick does kill him eventually. Foggy joins Ben and Karen on their investigation.
I love Stick.
Me too.
Stick is so cool. And he doesn't necessarily have the powers that Matt does, but he's still sick as.
And he's a douche.
And yeah, he's an awful person, but
I really like the flashbacks with Stick and young Matt.
It's heartbreaking.
It is. I really like it.
Do you think
Whoopsie.
I I don't remember what like if they develop more like a father-son relationship down the line. I don't think they do.
I don't
But
think I can't. Yeah, I think Stick only comes back one episode at a time, doesn't he?
do you think it like Stick had trouble letting Matt go?
No,
No.
no,
He's a really interesting character.
he is. Yeah, this episode does feel a bit like filler for me, but that doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. Filler episodes can be good.
Yes, how this episode, if anything, is kind of set up for season 2.
What I was about to say, this episode sets up the least interesting part of the Daredevil show as a whole for me.
Yeah. I don't care for the hand.
Yeah.
It's such
because the face ain't listening. It's because it's a joke because the organization's called the Hand.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Where was I?
Stick's great.
Stick's great, but the hand isn't. And it's such a shame because it's so boring, and I want to see the Punisher in season 2, but like
Yeah.
it's so hard to get through.
Oh, he's so good in season 2 though.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Okay. Have you watched John Wick 4?
Yes,
It's amazing, isn't it?
it's so good.
But can we just talk about the Kane in John Wick 4 is just Stick?
Yeah,
Just because both they've got the same name. One's called Kane, one's called Stick. They're just blind guys who are really good at fighting.
I
Uh,
want to
uh,
see those two go up against each other, see who
yeah.
would win.
Oh, Stick would win, I think.
You
Because
think so?
Kane's just blind. Stick has the Daredevil
Oh,
power.
that's true. Like I mean, Kane has to like feel around and like,
Yeah, he's just blind. He doesn't have some sort of bat radar.
yeah, that's true.
Sorry, still laughing at some sort of bat radar. Episode 8 is called Shadows in the Glass. Why is it called Shadows in the Glass? I'm not sure.
Shadows in the glass.
Shadows in the Glass.
Oh, you know what? I bet it's because um Wilson Fisk is on display and he's public now,
Oh yeah,
but he's hiding a bunch of things. So shadows in the glass.
yeah. Okay, cool. Matt is brought into the fold on the Union Allied investigation, and Matt visits the dying corrupt cop in hospital who is killed by the other corrupt cop. We see flashbacks to Fisk as a child, killing his abusive father. Fisk opens up to Vanessa, and Ben meets the man in the mask. Ben prepares to expose Fisk, but before he can, Fisk makes a public speech.
So I'm gonna be a little bit hypocritical here.
Okay.
The backstory for Matt
Mm-hmm.
doesn't entertain me as much on the fourth viewing,
Yeah.
but the backstory for Kingpin fully enthralled.
It's so good.
And I think it's probably because Kingpin is so mysterious and we kind of get the gist of what Matt's about, but
I
we don't know what Kingpin's about.
No, I think it's more interest. This like Matt's backstory doesn't tell you why he's the way he is as a person. Like obviously it shows you the way he is in like how he has these abilities and like where he is in his life.
Mm,
But it doesn't tell us
yeah,
why he's a hero and why he's a good guy and why he becomes Daredevil and all those things. The flashbacks don't show you that. Which
that's
isn't
true.
a complaint on the flashbacks. But the Kingpin flashbacks show you why he is this like awful man.
Yeah. Um, and we get a good scene between Madame Gao and Kingpin in this episode.
Yeah, Madame Gao's always fun.
Um, Great Kingpin episode.
Oh, it's an amazing episode, and I like the stuff when Matt finds out. I like the Matt Murdock stuff when he finds out the Union Allied investigation.
Mm,
And
yeah.
there's good Ben Urich stuff in this episode as well when he meets
Yep.
the mask.
And I think Kingpin outplaying them and going public works really well too.
Yeah, it's a good twist. Like it kind of this is like entering the third act if it was a film, episode 8 or so.
Yeah.
Okay, episode 9. Speak of the Devil. Why is it called that?
Um um speak of the devil, so that's what it's called. Because Kingpin speaks with the devil.
Yeah, I think this is also the episode when Matt goes to church and he's like, "Do you believe in the devil?" Or like he has the line about, "Then why
Um
God put the devil in me?" I
mm.
think there's that parallel as well. Okay, episode 9. Matt visits Vanessa and meets Fisk. Old Mexican lady dies, and, and Matt tracks down her killer, finding Nobu, who he defeats. This was Fisk's plan all along, and Fisk fights Matt, who only just escapes with his life. Foggy finds Matt's bloody body.
Um Again, this is another example of them playing with like non-linear storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it's a pretty good fight between him and Nobu, but it's made even more interesting by how it's told incrementally through the episode.
Yeah.
Um and then I think it's also interesting that even though Matt is basically like dead, he still's able to land a few punches in on Wilson before just getting absolutely pummeled.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the reveal of Foggy finding out who Matt is also really well done.
Yeah. I'll talk more about that more when we get into the next episode, I think.
Yes.
But I think this is a solid episode. I like this more like vengeful look at Matt. I like all of it.
Okay.
I think this is one of those episodes that you could like if you were like this is going to be 10 episodes long, you could like narrow down this episode and put parts in other episodes and like you know.
Yeah, probably.
I also really enjoyed Matt meeting Fisk.
Yeah, it
Gallery.
again, like sort of like a Homelander um butcher situation.
Do you know what this scene reminds me of, which might be a really dumb comparison?
What?
I think it's episode 1 of The Boys when Huey meets A-Train and shakes his hand.
Kind of. Sure.
I don't know why, I just get the same kind of vibe.
Um
Episode 10,
Episode 10.
Nelson v. Murdoch.
It's in that because they're mad at each other.
Okay, thank you. I forgot to ask. Foggy confronts Matt about his alter ego, and we see the two of them go through college in flashbacks. Bennett tries to quit, and he and Karen visit Fisk's mum. Someone tries to poison Fisk and ends up poisoning Vanessa. Vanessa!
Vanessa. So let's start off with Foggy.
Foggy. That's Matt's phone. Okay.
Um,
Can I give you my thoughts on this?
yes, I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
I think I don't like the fact that Foggy finds out that Matt's Daredevil this early on in the show. I think.
I disagree.
Okay, just because I think it harms season 2.
Yes. However, I think a lot of things harm season 2.
Yeah, season 2 is not terrible. Season 2 is not bad.
But it was Foggy with him not knowing. I felt like that was like it was getting more and more improbable. You know what I mean? Like
That's true. Yeah, I
it
get that. I would have. I don't know. I feel a lot of the stuff in this season. I think the number one stuff in this season, where I'm like, can we just like move past this now on a rewatch, is when we keep getting scenes of Karen going between Matt and Foggy and being like, oh, what's wrong? Blah blah blah. That annoys me.
yeah, especially when like nothing really happens for them to fix their relationship.
Yeah, like
It's just kind of like, okay, well, you got to move on now.
yeah, I think that's like the weakest part of this season is that kind of little arc.
Yeah, that's true. However, this episode of them Matt like explaining everything, I think is really well done.
Can I give you one complaint? And this might be a bit of a hot take.
Sure.
I don't think the guy who plays Foggy is that great in serious scenes like this. He's really good in the fun moments, I think, and like he's great. I really like the flashbacks of this episode.
Honestly, he's hit or miss for me.
Really,
Like for anywhere, I love him, and like I'm not. This is me complaining, but I feel like every line he delivers, I'm like, maybe.
yeah. But I just feel like it really stuck out to me in the more when he's trying to be angry. I just didn't think it really worked.
Um.
My mom
However,
commented on my Be Real. Hello, Harlan.
oh, I love your mom. She has an excellent birthday. Anyways, I think Foggy's reaction to Matt being the man in the mask is really refreshing to me because like that's the exact response I feel like any legitimate human being would have.
Yeah, and I think it does. But I think obviously it does add an extra layer to all of this when Foggy's like, "Oh, you know, I've been lying. You're not really blind, sort of."
Right. Because like when Spider-Man reveals who he is, everybody's like, "Are you serious? I'm so happy now. I knew it."
No. The movie ends, and in the next movie, everything's fine, and they act like it's no big deal.
Right. But it doesn't this episode, this series, like I don't know.
The end of Spider-Man: Homecoming is the equivalent to if this season of Daredevil ended with Foggy finding out Matt's Daredevil, and then by the time it's the next season, they just act like nothing happened and they're just mates.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was my biggest thing that I liked about this episode, is that they actually treated it like what would happen if somebody
Yeah.
found out that it was this guy.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Tuesday.
Okay, cool. Thanks. We have 4 sets of flashbacks in this season. We have Matt and his dad. We have Matt and Stick. We have Matt and Foggy, and we have Fisk. Rank them.
Okay. I'm gonna go Matt and Dad.
Is that last?
Bottom. Um, Stick. Matt and Foggy. Fisk.
I would agree. Maybe swap the middle two.
I was thinking about that too, but like the avocados, like they're. I think. I don't know. I'm with you on that, but like I'm not sure. Like it's like 49-51. Like which?
Yeah, I get. I do. It's a lot more fun. I do enjoy it. I guess the difference. I guess the reason I would rank Foggy flashbacks above the Stick flashbacks is because if you get to see more of one, I would choose Foggy and Matt. I think.
Yeah.
Because I think we see enough of Stick and Matt.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so episode 11 is called The Path of the Righteous. Why is it called that? Why is it called that? Please tell me, why is it?
Because I don't know.
There's got to be a line about the path of the righteous in
Yeah, probably.
with the father, I think. Would be my
Oh,
guess.
something we didn't touch about in episode 11.
10.
Episode 10. It's so stupid that Karen takes Ben to see Fisk's mom.
Oh yeah, that does.
What a stupid thing.
It does annoy me. They could have found an easier way to get that.
Yeah. Okay. Episode 11. What happens?
Well, wouldn't you like to know? Vanessa is in hospital and Fisk waits by her side. Matt finds who's making Fisk's suits and asks for his own. And Wesley finds out Karen visits Fisk's mum, so kidnaps her. But Karen kills Wesley. Can I make a note on the last episode, which I forgot to say?
Sure.
I like the realism that he gets in a fight so bad that he has to spend an entire episode just lying in his bed recovering.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, cool. This episode.
Is Potter the name of the guy who is that his name?
Yeah.
I love him.
Stiltman.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
He's Stiltman.
Is that his?
That's his supervillain name.
Oh.
Huh. And you see the stilts in the background of his shop.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
What do you think the chances are of Stiltman appearing in Daredevil Born Again as Stiltman?
I would say likely.
Yeah.
There's 24 episodes.
Yeah. Give us a big stupid guy, because there's Stiltman, there's Big Wheel, there's so many stupid Daredevil villains.
But yeah, I love that guy. And I love how Daredevil is able to understand immediately the situation.
Yeah.
And he goes from trying to not kill him, but beat him up, to being like, oh, I know how I need to handle the situation.
Yeah. I think this is also one of those episodes that could be thinned out and removed if you wanted a 10 episode show.
Maybe, but the Karen killing Wesley, I feel like is.
No, I'm not saying get rid of it completely. I'm just saying move stuff to other episodes. And
yeah, but
we haven't talked about Wesley yet. Great character.
I think you're right. We haven't talked about him, and I wanted to talk about him. I think it's so interesting what they do with him, because it would be so easy for this show just to make him the assistant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That steps too far. But the fact that they add a sort they're not in a relationship, but they basically Fisk loves this man, and
Yeah.
Wesley loves Fisk too.
And
Like,
then you get the moment later on when like, oh no, previously, sorry, when Fisk is all angry and he's like, "Get out of my house!" and he's like, "Oh, but I invited Vanessa over for you." Like cute moments
yeah,
like
you don't really ever see that in
that.
like, besides like, I would compare it to like Alfred and Batman.
If we were doing like a henchman tier list, he would be S tier.
Yes,
Like,
easily.
what other henchmen are that good? I'm trying to think. There'll be someone. Who knows?
Um, and Karen killing him, I think is really effective.
Yeah. It's a good end to this episode. Okay, ready to move on?
Yep,
Episode 12 is called The Ones We Leave Behind. Why is it called that?
because somebody's left behind.
I would argue multiple people are. Okay, Matt
Yeah.
investigates the Chinese while Fisk finds Wesley's body and moves his mother to a different home. Ben is fired after he accuses his boss of corruption. Madame Gao and Leland planned to kill Vanessa, and Fisk pays Ben a visit and kills him.
No, I am not here to threaten you.
I
I am here to kill you.
I can't decide if that line's a little clunky.
No, it's badass. It
Yeah, but
is.
like I don't. Do you know what I mean? It does. Like there's
Nope, it's cool.
yeah.
I like it.
I like it. I just think there's a bit of clunkiness to it.
It gives me chills every time I hear it. I love it.
Yeah.
This is what he says. He just says, "I'm going to kill you," and it's so cool.
I like this episode. I like that scene a lot.
Yes, it is a very effective scene because it has you on the edge of your seat the entire time. It's like, what is he going to do? And then he
It's just
starts
how
talking about his
yeah.
mom, and you're like, uh-oh. And then he starts getting really angry, and then he says, "I'm gonna kill you," and it's like, oh no.
He sits down at the laptop and then the camera like, or does he move or something moves and then you
No,
just
the camera pans up.
yeah, and you just see a big bald guy sitting behind him.
Yeah.
I love how cool Ben is in this scene. Like, obviously, it's easy to watch that scene and go, Fisk is like such a well performed character. This is so interesting. But Ben in that scene is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, I keep relating this to The Boys because that's, Daredevil, second best superhero TV show. He kind of gives me like Stan Edgar vibes. And that's not just because they're both old black men. It's just because he's so calm and cool and just stares down Fisk.
Yeah. Um, I agree. That's an interesting comparison.
It's just because how calm he is in this scene, I really like, and just how he does he argues back and he's not like, I'm sorry, please don't hurt me. Like he doesn't beg. He stands up for himself.
Yeah.
And I also love the scene where he like accuses his boss of corruption.
Yeah.
Like he gets offered a promotion and he's like, oh no, you're working for Fisk.
Um, Also, I don't know why, but Madame Gao soloing Matt is very silly to me.
Is
Like
what
whenever I see silly, like
silly.
whenever I see Madame Gao kick ass, like it always catches me off guard.
I don't think they figured out the best way to like show it. I don't know. It's tricky, I think.
It is, but I think they kind of dropped the ball with everything regarding the hand. So
Yeah. I think Madame Gao is the strongest part of it.
yes, I agree.
Okay, cool. You ready to talk about the last episode?
Yes.
A big question for you.
Yeah,
Why is it called Daredevil?
because Daredevil is in it.
Okay, thank you. Fisk discovers Leland has betrayed him, and Leland blackmails him with Detective Hoffman. Fisk kills Leland and searches for Hoffman. The man in the mask finds Hoffman, and with the help of Nelson and Murdoch, he crumbles Fisk's criminal empire. Fisk is arrested, and after getting engaged, Fisk escapes, but Daredevil stops him in a cool new suit.
Hmm.
Okay. Couple things. How do you feel about the reveal that Leland is Wesley's dad?
Oh, I didn't realize that happened.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? I didn't just make that up because I don't remember it happening, but I know it's a thing that's revealed in this episode.
I don't remember that happening either.
I'm gonna check. It's a thing, isn't it?
Maybe.
I'm sure it is. Daredevil. Okay, anyway, I'm sure they're father and son. Oh no. I googled it. I googled Daredevil, Leland, and Wesley, and the next suggestion was um was fanfic.
Oops.
Wait. Oh no, I made that up. Wait. I didn't make that up, did I? Did I just I think I made that up.
Fake
No.
news.
The entire time I was watching this season, I was like, I'm waiting for them to reveal it because I know it's coming. Okay,
Huh?
anyway. Ignore I said anything. That is proper. Um uh I've forgotten the word.
Dean being silly.
Mandela effect.
Um.
I kept thinking Nelson effect. New Mandela effect. It's actually called the Nelson effect. Okay. Anyway,
But his Leland's death is very well done, and I like the character of Leland. Like it
yeah, and I
was,
like he's like, oh, you're sweating and
yeah.
you're shaking and then he just gets killed. And he thinks he's all clever, but then just gets killed.
Um, I think um Nelson and Murdoch using Hoffman is really well done. Like it's so satisfying seeing
Yeah,
everybody get put
and it's
away.
like it's a good montage of just like the entire show wrapping up. I think, and also it's nice that the lore comes into play in the last episode,
Yeah,
like She-Hulk.
like She-Hulk.
Yeah,
Um, so this might be a hot take. I'm skipping a little bit forward, but this is what I really wanted to talk about.
go on.
I strongly dislike the new Daredevil suit
In this episode,
in this episode
interesting. Why is that?
because the cowl is horrendous. Like I think it is. I don't like the way it looked. It looks so dopey.
Here's my argument. Are you judging this on the standards of 2023 though? Because I think superhero suits have come a long way.
That's true, but like I think, but I don't think that's a fair um critique because Toby's Spider-Man suit is still my favorite Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, but that's just nostalgia because we all know Andrew Garfield's in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 it's better. But that's besides the point we
Okay,
talk.
well, either way, my argument still holds because both came out before this show.
Yeah, that's true. But no, okay, I mean like TV show suits.
Um, okay, well,
Think about the kind of crap we had on like the Flash season 1 and season 2 suits and
whoa, you. The Flash season 1 and 2 suits is awesome.
I
I
don't
love
like
that
the
suit.
season 1 suit.
What?
It's too like
Madness.
it's too scarlet for me, like too dark. We should do a suit tier list.
Yeah,
Do we have okay? Here's an idea for next week.
yeah.
What would work better? Either we do an actor tier list as a whole episode, we do a suit tier list as a whole episode type thing, or we do a few tier lists. I think one as a whole.
How do you mean?
Like do
Oh, well, I don't know. It depends on how long it'll take. You know what I mean?
oh no, my suggestion was going to be we come up with a few ideas and we do a vote of what we should do our tier list in.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, cool. We can talk about that in a bit.
Um, I don't know. It's like I think the new cowl he gets in season 2 is better.
Yeah,
Like it's just this one. It was probably a time crunch. It was probably didn't have enough money, and I get that, but it doesn't distract from the fact that it's just not nice to look at.
yeah.
Yeah, but see, like that looks fine.
Yeah, Daredevil season 1. This is the most expensive. No, this is the second most expensive pop vinyl I own nowadays.
Um, but it's just like how the actual cowl was formed. I could tell they had trouble like figuring out how it would work. Um, I don't know. I don't like it.
Do you know what I
Like
do love though?
what?
Fisk's little speech in the van
Yes.
when he's it's I think it is phenomenal. I like maybe best scene of the show when he's like, I used to think I was the Samaritan, but I'm not. I am the man of ill intent. Great.
And then like when he exits out of the van and like the
Yeah.
wind blows, and it's a
And I think it's a really interesting arc for him of him realizing he's like the man that's causing harm. He's not the one helping people, he's causing harm. But
yeah.
he still doesn't care because he still like values himself over anything else.
Um, and then the fight scene between him and
Yeah. It's the
Daredevil.
perfect blend because the law like it's I think it would be tricky to write a finale to a Daredevil show because you want like Nelson and Murdoch to matter. You want Matt as a lawyer to matter, but you
And
also
they
want
do.
you also want Daredevil to matter. Like you can't just end the show with Nelson and Murdoch winning and there being no superhero action.
Yeah,
So I think this is the perfect balance of Matt getting Fisk locked up, well, Nelson and Murdoch getting Fisk locked up, and then he escapes, and then Daredevil just pounds on him.
I agree.
And
Perfect
yeah, it's a
finale.
great full circle as well because obviously, like Fisk doesn't realize it's the same dude.
The only thing about this episode I don't like, and this is kind of like a super nitpick,
Oh,
but what I don't like is at the very end they kind of give you like a montage of Daredevil going back out into the,
yeah,
and I don't know. There's a way it's filmed like it's in like a TV special, and like it's just super cheesy, and it
yeah,
doesn't match with the rest of the show.
fair enough. I can see that. That is a nitpick though. Okay, now do we get on to the important part of our job here?
Yes.
Okay. We for those who don't know, we rank this compared to all the other shows we've watched. The current ranking goes Peacemaker season 1, The Mandalorian season 2, The Mandalorian season 1, One Division season 1, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier season 1. Okay. Okay. I have no idea where you're going to rank this because I really can't tell from what we've been talking about at all. Is it better than The Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Is it better than One Division?
Yes.
Is it better than both episodes of The Mandalorian?
Both seasons.
Both
Yes.
seasons of The Mandalorian? Is it better than Peacemaker?
Yes.
Peacemaker's tighter is the thing, I would argue.
I feel like Daredevil has better storytelling.
No, I think you're right. You are right. Peacemaker has a better arc than anyone in this show. I want to get that out there.
Yeah.
I'm happy putting Daredevil in first place, but I just want to put it out there that I think like Peacemaker has the best arc out of anyone
You
in.
know, right now I
Mm.
say Daredevil. However, I feel like that could change. Like it just like ask me what mood. Like if you, it depends on what mood I'm in. You know what I mean? Like they're, I think they're both excellent.
Yeah, yeah, but I think it does have to be Daredevil just for what this is.
However, I think it is important to note that whereas Peacemaker, I feel like you can enjoy it no matter how many times you rewatch it.
Yeah,
Daredevil was, I would say, infinitely better on the first watch.
that's true. I think that's just length though.
It's just like I feel like the seeing Daredevil's suit, having him fight Kingpin in the end, it's so much more gratifying the first time you see it because you don't really know if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
So are we
so,
putting Daredevil above Peacemaker?
yes.
Okay. Now on to the tricky part
Mm.
where where we have to come to some kind of consensus on the best episode of Daredevil. I think it's the season finale. I know that's the boring answer, but that's what I think.
Yeah, I'll give it to the finale. The only thing is like the suit
Yeah.
that throws me off, but like, and the my nitpick.
Hmm.
But aside from
What
that,
else would you consider? I'm just out of
episode 12 is good.
yeah.
The
I
one where
think
Ben dies.
yeah, but I
Episode
think the stuff with
2.
the Chinese isn't that interesting.
Episode 2
Yeah, I would
is
say the other one I would like to mention is uh
episode 8.
episode 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one as well.
yeah. Okay, so we're going with episode 13. Now the
Sure.
tricky thing is, where do we rank this amongst the others? Is it better than episode 5 of WandaVision?
Yes.
Is it better than episode 4 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Is it better than season 1, episode 4 of The Mandalorian?
Yes.
Yes. Here's the tricky one. Is it better than season 1, episode 5 of Peacemaker? Stop dragging my heart around, where Peacemaker, spoiler alert, shoots his dad in the head.
I'm gonna say yes.
I want to say no. I think
Okay, what do you find? What gives you chills more? Peacemaker shooting his dad in the head, or Daredevil beating the living crap out of Wilson Fisk?
I think I
And the
no.
speech Fisk
See,
gives.
here's the thing. If you didn't bring up the speech, I would have said, obviously, I think I prefer Peacemaker shooting his dad in the head, because I think that's more of a culmination of what's been happening in a show, and that's more of an emotional culmination.
That's
I don't
true.
think there's no emotional struggle behind Daredevil beating up Kingpin. Really,
That's true.
like there's no emotional.
Not in this.
No, but yeah, that speech might give it the edge. Are you still, if you think Daredevil, I'll go with you. If you think that deserves the edge,
Yeah, I think Daredevil.
okay, I'll go with that. Just once again, I want to recognize Peacemaker for its greatness. We have one.
Yes.
So, is it better than season 2, episode 7 of The Mandalorian?
Yeah. Wait, what's that one again?
That's the one with Bill Burr, and he takes off his helmet and he
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
okay. So that puts Daredevil at number 1 on both lists.
As it should be.
It's gonna take something great to dethrone it on the season list. I think it could quite easily be dethroned on the on the on the episode list.
Yeah, good, because it's not a perfect episode.
Yeah, like it's like that's Daredevil season 1 is gonna be top of this for a while, but
Until we go over Daredevil season 3.
yeah, I thought you were about to say season 2, and I was like, nah. Jessica Jones season 1, I will make a strong argument for.
I like that. I haven't seen season 2.
Yeah.
Is there season 3 of Jessica Jones?
There is a season 3.
I haven't seen season 2.
I haven't seen season 3.
All right.
Daredevil is the only show I've watched more than one season of in the Marvel Netflix, I think. Because they all have multiple seasons apart from Defenders. Okay. What are we watching next month?
Oh, I don't know. I think we should watch Daredevil season 3, which means you have to watch Daredevil.
We can't just skip 2.
But it doesn't even. You actually need to watch Daredevil season 3 before we rewatch season 3.
Yeah, that's true. Is that a rule? Okay.
I think so.
What else is there? Like, should we go over to something DC maybe?
Well, I haven't seen Doom Patrol, so we can't do that.
No, neither have I.
We could do Moon Knight.
We could do Moon Knight.
It's been a year since that came out.
It's been a year.
It's
I'm trying to think. There was
been
something
a year.
Something came into my mind while we were talking now. Yeah, not is any good TV coming out soon? No. When Ahsoka comes out, we might do the Book of Boba Fett or something. Ugh. When
Ugh.
when Loki comes out, we'll do Loki. When's Gen V coming out?
I think summer.
Because we could do The Boys.
Yeah, we could do The Boys.
Would you want to do one season at a time, or we couldn't do all 3 at once? To be fair.
I feel like we should try to do one season at a time.
Do you want to do The Boys?
Sure.
Let's do The Boys season 1.
This might dethrone it.
Oh, you're right. Oh yeah, I was like, it's gonna take ages to dethrone Daredevil season 1. And we're like, let's watch the best show. Okay. Last thing, tier lists.
Tier lists.
Oh wait, should we
Yes.
just stop recording and talk about
Probably.
that? Okay. Thank you everyone for listening. Go check out
Adios.
if you're listening to this within 24 hours of it being released, go check out our Instagram, HD Movie Talk Pod, where there will be some kind of poll, probably about tier lists. And we love each and every one of you.
Besides you.
Besides, you know who you are. You know
who you are.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.